It is level
Hello,
pegging
welcome
in
to
this their
frame
20th
number
meeting.
5.
Sullivan having won
Ronnie
17 of the
break.
previous 19, including the final
You
in
can see
2016 10-1.
Barry Hawkins wins 2
They've had some
frames and
tight
Ronnie
matches as
Sullivan
well
also
that have
wins
gone
2
against
frames.
Hawkins,
Ronnie
who
Sullivan
does have a victory at the Crucible to speak of over O'Sullivan back in
frame.
the same year that he lost that
Barry
final,
Hawkins
2016, 13-12. So he knows he can beat him on the big stage. He's been playing well this season.
Frame 4.
And he's given himself a chance in the second half of the match.
Foul. It's kind of the shot he had earlier, almost identical, but he missed altogether. And I think Tom might explain why he missed altogether. Because the worst thing is you can hit too much of the red and either do that or
long shot.
cue ball goes into the jaws and out onto a red. Now this is a test of what O'Sullivan's cueing. He had one pink that he missed, which will be somewhere in the back of his mind, I think, earlier. And that wasn't hit well either.
Risky and missable. That's why.
Had he been more confident now, I wonder if he'd have just potted it and stayed on the black, rather than gone up for the blue. If his confidence was high, he could have put it by the yellow spot, almost straight, cued it in on the red, on the black with the red above it. All these things, as a snooker player, trust me, you think about. I know Sullivan's a little different to everyone else.
Please make sure hit like this. Like my
if you're not feeling that you're cueing at your absolute best, you don't want to take on the
parts of this match on my
the bigger shots.
For success, 88, 87. I think this time, very often.
The fact that both players are in the 80s with their pot success is indicative that they haven't yet played as they can, but there's a lot of pressure out there. There's huge amounts at stake for O'Sullivan. He's looking to create yet more history. Record extending 8th title. And for Hawkins, he's looking to elevate his career to a new level by winning a first Triple Crown title.
Very, very unlucky. Yeah, the red.
Wow. It's all a bit edgy, isn't it?
That was
all the same after the interval.
From Ronnie O'Sullivan.
No, I didn't expect that, I've got to be honest here. Yes, it was a little awkward, but not very awkward, let's be honest.
One thing it hasn't been is slow. Average frame time just 12 minutes so far.
Well, I think that's, as I said earlier, I think Hawkins is not keeping O'Sullivan out. And one or another, you know, it's a scoring match really without it. Safety's not really been a factor, has it, in the 4 frames? It's all about who gets in first or second or third in some cases in a frame.
The highest break, O'Sullivan's 88 in the opening frame. Hawkins with that excellent 74 in the 4th to level the match for a second time.
that was
He
very
looks
close.
to have cover on that red for once there, not leaving O'Sullivan straight back in.
But very lucky here. Not leave red for Ronnie
Of course, it's
O'Sullivan.
O'Sullivan's problem now. He's got to also find a way of not leaving that red that's near the pocket. It's certainly a brave route to play that. Rather strange shot there because he
Excellent
didn't
safety
try and
shot from Ronnie O'Sullivan.
cover the
Red with
red
black
near the
ball.
pocket, but maybe he had an idea that he could move it with the red and the black. Whatever he tried there, it's put Hawkins in a spot of bother this time. Certainly as far as getting back to the bulkhead. Playing with left-hand side here, I think. Yeah, trying to avoid sending the cue ball off in the wrong direction. Slightly odd start to this fifth frame, to be honest. A couple of chances gone away. And still not a ball potted. When he's right, Hawkins, he knocks those in. But in this case, he must have left something surely.
And I think he
Would that
left
be a two-ball plant to
red
the right
for Ronnie
corner, or
O'Sullivan.
the red by the black cushion first,
I
perhaps, if
think he
not
got
directly.
angled to cannon these two red above the block, but oh, that's too close. I try to hit the plant. Good shot. See, got black, green, blue. Does the red stay?
I think it was a good plant in the end. It didn't disturb the reds too much around the black spot. Or in that corner by the black, yes, rather. Has he landed awkwardly?
8.
Maybe had to pop the left-hand red of the two. That one. As far as getting position, I think he's playing another plant here.
Ronnie O'Sullivan 8.
He's not quite at the races since they came back from the mid-session. You
I
can
think
sense
Ronnie
it.
can see the other red, but that was very risky try from Ronnie O'Sullivan.
And weirdly, that might be
Plant.
having an impact on Hawkins as well. He was probably expecting to have to play lights out today to beat
The
O'Sullivan.
chance.
And the fact that he's made more errors than
12
he would
point Ronnie
normally
O'Sullivan.
may have just thrown Hawkins a bit, who's also not really settled in this match. But he's got a plant to start with. He's back in. And he's got to be encouraged by the fact that at the moment, the 7 times winner isn't quite there.
It's interesting that plant was there because I'm surprised Sullivan didn't have a chance to play on it earlier on in that small break.
Eight. Nine. $50. Cheers, Barry. Thank you. 60.
Oh, this would be quite a moment, wouldn't it, if he
Very
could
often.
not only have been pleased to be
the
at
hard
2
work.
all, but if he could get his nose in front,
Game.
22.
might change the sort of afternoon we're going to see. It's very appreciative crowd here
Tied up.
at the Ali Pali, but he's kind of silenced them a
More
little
red tied
bit
up
because
in
they're all
the pink ball.
there to see O'Sullivan and a
One
few
red tied with left cushion and one in right.
neutrals, I guess. He's managed to take the sting out of
Here,
all of
where
that.
he got
Now he
it.
can just do what he
One
does.
red in right hander.
30.
I
This,
certainly think Hawkins would be a popular winner of this tournament.
two, I
We all
think.
know that the lion's share of the crowd
Right pocket.
almost always with O'Sullivan because of the way he plays, but Hawkins is
31.
very well liked, very pleasant individual
Very
who I think has a bit of a love-hate relationship with this sport. He's
So
not
far
necessarily
from
passionate
very
about it, he just happens to be extremely good at it and can make a very good living out of it. But I remember him saying in the past that there have been times when he can't stand the game, but he's been very successful.
Well, Barry's very good at treating it like a job, isn't he? That's the point. Sort of clock in, clock out. It's a good approach to have sometimes.
37.
Looks like he's okay on that left-hand red. I can see no reason why he won't be able to pot it, but I think he's also looking at the other red next to it for future. Definitely goes. Absolutely 100% goes.
$38.
Would have come as a shock to the system to
Shot.
Hawkins to miss out on the Crucible at the end of last season. He'd been there every year since 2006, 17 in a row. But maybe he'll look back on that moment as actually a positive thing, because Perhaps it was just a reminder of how important the sport is to him.
Didn't quite get that last cannon right. Yes, he's on the red. I suppose he's got backup pots, but the break is starting to get a little bit more difficult now by the shot.
$46.
That's well played. But of course, the problem with those 4 reds,
49.
basically from here, once this red is potted, the remaining 6 are all somewhat awkward to get on. So it's a good lead, but by no means sure to win the frame at this visit.
50.
We got a nice angle to cannon. 4 red. This goes well. I think Barry can win this frame in this visit. Wow.
I think we can very safely say that's ended break.
Still
What
hope
else is he going
for
to play
Ronnie
here?
Sullivan in this frame.
56.
I don't know what you do. Quite honestly, there's any use. Push that red down there. I didn't know he could see
By
all of that.
Hawkins. 56.
But he's left the red and there's a possible pot. A really brilliant shot, actually.
Barry big.
It is a good lead, given the
Cuttable
state of the
red in
table with
right
awkward
hander.
reds, but a chance for O'Sullivan to reduce the deficit at least, if he can knock this in. Which he does. Oh, and he's released one of those awkward reds in the process.
Oh,
Yeah, Hawkins' shot was not great. Not really,
Very
because there's
often
no way in
managed
the world he
to-
could have.
oh, sorry.
Or he should have left
Ronnie
one there.
Sullivan
He was in no
also
trouble
managed to open
whatsoever.
up the red left cushion.
Well, there have been a few errors like that today from O'Sullivan. Moments of
Ronnie
the usual
O'Sullivan.
excellence, but mistakes that are uncharacteristic, and that's why
Ronnie
this
O'Sullivan
match is
missed
at the
the
moment
blue,
level
but
and could
placed
be
the red
about to
very
go
nicely. Right pocket.
in Hawkins' favour. Pot success at 84. That's very unusual for O'Sullivan after 4.5 frames.
Let's see if Barry take the risk to open up these 3 red slot.
One.
Very good.
Yes,
Very
good
good shot
shot.
from
He also needed some of the reds that were tied up in that left corner. Just needs to ensure he doesn't miss this black now. Quite a lot resting on it. Just needs another red. And there'll be 2 million hit for O'Sullivan.
Barry Hawkin need only 1 red. Cross the finish line.
Well, looks like he's playing a plant, which is not an absolute certainty. Well done.
Well done. Well done, Barry.
9.
So it's a slightly different match to what we saw early on when Hawkins wasn't settling. He was just feeding
16.
chances to O'Sullivan, who was taking some of them, not all of them. I don't think Ronnie wants to carry on, even if he was to miss this. I think he's ready to start another frame, and that's what will be happening.
17.
Very
Barry
Hawkin.
Hawkins
down.
hits the front. O'Sullivan
This
North,
match.
he's had enough of that frame. And at the moment,
3-2
he's well
over
below
Ronnie
par.
Sullivan
Hawkins
in
is taking
quarterfinal of
advantage
Master
from behind to
2024.
in
Thank you
front
so
at
much for
3-2.
watching. Thank you.
Hawkins
6th frame. Very
He's
Hawkin.
hanging on a bit
Break.
before the interval, but got out of it unscathed at 2-all. Now he's in front. And it's up to O'Sullivan to respond. Decent break off, close to the baulk
Good
cushion.
break off from Barry Hawkin, but it's portable. Wow.
But an even
What
better
a beautiful
riposte
post from Ronnie
from
Sullivan.
O'Sullivan. What a red.
Second pot. Same pot.
That's got the crowd going.
Well, he knocked one of
Perfectly
those
on
in early
that
on in the
ball
match.
this
It was
time.
terrific as that one was. I mean, this is such a difficult shot.
Right
You know,
in the
he's going to
heart
play it
of
around
the
two
pocket.
cushions, so he uses a bit of extra pace. Maybe that helped him, but it was terrific all the same.
The last time he knocked one in like that, he then missed the black.
Well, that isn't as bad as it first looks, because the angle he was coming in, it was hard to think he would get the reds open, but he's on something right up the table. Yeah, it was not actually a bad result from the black where he
I figured it out.
landed.
This sport defies logic sometimes, doesn't it? Hawkins has played a pretty respectable break off there. Who knows, it could be his last shot of this frame. Long way to go, but brilliant opening red from O'Sullivan as he looks to
16.
break free of the shackles.
Yeah, he doesn't think he can quite get to that red at the bottom of the bunch, I don't think. Interestingly
17.
staying on the black though there. And he might not always have done that. From here, he can either go into the bunch or play on that red he thought about landing on last time. Well, a lot of effort went into that, didn't it?
Hint of Hurricane
24.
Higgins about that one from O'Sullivan.
$25.
This seems to be a more purposeful visit. He's come out at the start of this frame, determined to just change the feel about things. He's not quite been there so far this afternoon. That might be about to change. Is it going to hold up?
Slightly
28.
overhit. He got a very thin cut
Only
here.
just.
Oh. That was very missable.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 28.
Only 1/2 century from O'Sullivan so far today. The 88 in the opening frame.
Well, the mistake this time for Hawkins does not result in him leaving an easy opener for O'Sullivan, but that was kind of the story of the early frames.
Good shot. Blue ball. Very tight with cushion.
One.
Shot.
Could be a second
He's on
in a
blue
row
as well.
left-handed shot here. Well, the crowd are trying to get behind him. They're sensing that he's not fully at his best here. He's trying his darndest to win, but he's not quite motoring, but not always that far away from lift off with snooker, especially from O'Sullivan. Goodness
Wow.
me. Well, that is not going to make him feel better.
Oh, that was again
Pink
surprising
has not been his
Ronnie
friend
O'Sullivan.
today. It was a
from Ronnie
routine one that he
O'Sullivan.
missed in the second frame when he looked to dead cert for 2-0, which
Unforced error.
allowed Hawkins back in. It's happened again.
Well, it'll be significant if he wins the frame from it, Hawkins, and that is the crucial point. It's a bad mistake from O'Sullivan. You could see how he felt about it, disgusted. Hawkins takes the frame, it hurts even more.
Eight.
And
Particularly as it will give Hawkins
last shot on
two-frame
Pink.
cushion. That will
Good
really
balls
put
Ronnie O'Sullivan
seven
this
times
frame.
champion under pressure if he can achieve that. Would be his third consecutive frame. Long way to go.
$60. $17.
We looked across on the left side into the right corner to see if anything was possible. Of course, if it isn't, then he can easily get the cue ball into them from the angle he has. It's all in fairly close quarters there. It looks tight to me. I think he's going to have to play into them directly. Yeah, that'll do nicely.
$24. $25.
Oh dear, that's a rank bad shot, I think,
32.
positionally.
That
He
was
knows it.
very
He
poor
looks
shot
quite
from Barry
bewildered
Hawkin.
by it as well.
32 point Barry Hawkin. 35 point Ronnie O'Sullivan. I think red is portable. 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 Cue ball is too close.
Barry Hawkins. 32.
Big cheers for O'Sullivan, with Hawkins failing to make the most of that opportunity. Right back in the frame. What a big frame this is now.
Very good second shot.
Aside from that impressive World Championship win in 2016, the only other time that Hawkins has tasted success against O'Sullivan, 22 years ago at the Scottish Open. A good time to find his range from distance, because as you saw from that stat, he hasn't been great, but could have done with a kiss.
Yeah, that's one of his trademarks, though, that shot from just off the cushion. It's like the unusual bridge. Now he's going to take this brown on. This is also a very important shot. Trying to get too close to the red.
A little
Seems
bit
to be a
higher
very
on.
important passenger play, I think,
5.
right now. Where's this match going? Is it going
Be
Hawkins
very
2
good
up
if
with O'Sullivan struggling,
you
or is
will
this
little
frame going
bit
to change it
forward.
round?
Pressure on this one.
Oh,
Well, there, that could be the answer.
Ronnie Hawkins 5.
Could be a way back into the match
I
for
think this
O'Sullivan.
time
Things
very
were just
often.
starting to slip.
left red for Ronnie O'Sullivan.
One of those iffy mid-range pots. When you're under pressure, you know the gravity of the situation.
1.
So, can O'Sullivan now punish Hawkins and level this match again? Oh, there's your answer. Would you believe it? What a time to miscue.
O'Sullivan miscue.
Ronnie O'Sullivan 1. Ronnie Hawkins
36
6.
point Ronnie
I'm
O'Sullivan.
going to say it again. I said it at the start of the
43
match.
point.
Make no more of it,
Gary
because I could be
Hawkins.
wrong, but I thought his tip was making a strange noise early in the match. Could just be sometimes the acoustics, but that miscue has not really changed my opinion. Something isn't 100% right.
Same Ronnie O'Sullivan got. Already got a couple of chances.
Another
but
chance for Hawkins to close this out.
failed to win the frame.
Yeah, and of course we see the red below the black spot. As we look at the miscue again, it's a horrible feeling, I can tell you, when you do miscue. And Sullivan is completely crestfallen when it happens to him. The red below the black is absolutely key, of course. That's where the frame is likely to be won or lost.
Spider. Yeah.
Tip belatedly getting some attention from O'Sullivan. This is no fun. Spider. Yeah. Never nice when you're queuing down on the ball like that. It's very nervy and edgy now. Both players acutely aware of the significance of this frame.
Quiet, please.
Another chance for O'Sullivan to draw level.
Another big chance for Ronnie
It's like a
O'Sullivan.
deciding
Again,
frame,
it
isn't it? Because the way it's gone. But, there's a lot of snooker to be played yet. So he's a little straight
The
again.
tee shot.
Cue a
This
bit
goes
further
in.
up, and he could just
8.
drop this in. Now he's got to use a tiny bit more pace.
This.
Or just roll it and be short
Then
and
we
black
shot.
the way he went.
1 point Ronnie O'Sullivan. Excellent throwing.
Well, importantly,
Back on
pink
yellow ball
is
as
not
well.
going to be a factor.
16.
It's going to be too many in front by the time that is the ball on.
80.
And this will hurt Hawkins. He'll feel, I'm sure, he's missed the boat a bit in this frame. Golden chances to make it 4-2. Really put the pressure on O'Sullivan. He's been struggling a bit. The miscue won't have helped his confidence, but he can forget that now. It's going to be level again, surely.
Both players got chances.
Brown and blue required.
25.
It's not the highest standard, but of course when there are misses and mishaps, the snooker is arguably even more compelling, and this certainly is. A mighty roar from this Ali Pali crowd. 22 in it, so Hawkins needs a
Very
couple of
Hawkins
snookers.
needs now 2 snookers.
Highly unlikely.
I think it's in.
And now impossible.
And
By hook or by
bit
crook,
of messy
Ronnie
pin.
O'Sullivan has levelled this match when
Ronnie
it was looking as
O'Sullivan
though he was going to fall
again.
2 behind and in some trouble.
And
Barry
to level the
Hawkins will
match
feel
by 3
frustrated
to
about that.
Thank you so much for watching.
We're
Please
level
make sure you
again
like
at the
and
midway
subscribe to my
point
YouTube channel.
at
See you
3
in the
all.
next video. Thank you.